Hi, everybody. My name is Fawn Young, and I'm here today to try to show you some tricks on how to self-publish a book for free. So let me go ahead and open this up so I can see a little better. Okay, great. If you hear some background noise, it's the air conditioner. It's on and it's kind of loud, so I apologize for that. Okay, so hopefully I can get this working right. I'm doing it through Zoom because I have to share a lot of pages and I'm not quite sure exactly how to do it. Like, I don't have one of those special cameras. I just have my phone to record, so bear with me. Hopefully this all works. Okay, so first of all, when you're doing a video, and I have notes here too, so that's what I'm looking down at. Okay, so first of all, when you're first starting your story, let's say that you don't have a computer and you have no internet. Okay, start with a pen and paper and just write out your story. Once you get that done, hopefully you have some way to get to the library, and from there you can do everything else for free. For those of us who have computers, have access to our internet, things like that, then you can go on from there, do it on the computer. Some people do like to write their stories, start out with like outlines and things like that. Others like to just dive right into it. That's me. I just dive right into my work and go on from there and then make changes later. Everything, any way you do it is it's just your way of doing it, personal preference. Also, there was something I wanted to let you know. Oh, this might become a two-parter because I have free Zoom and I think they only let you do it like 40 minutes at a time. So bear with me, there's a lot of information and I want to make sure that you understand it all before I go on to each next thing. Okay, so and basically the reason why I'm putting this video together is because of the fact that I did learn about how to do self-publishing for free, but it didn't have all these aspects to it. And I had to kind of learn all this as I went. And so to save you kind of grief for you newcomers out there, you can publish your books and you can do it for free. And you can copyright yourself, and it's all legit. And as a matter of fact, when I was looking through Stephen King's books, he also copyrights his own books. So that made me feel a little better because I was like, well, isn't that kind of like, I don't know, not legit or not legal or. But it is. It's completely legal to copyright your own thing. So that being said, we're going to move on. Okay, so to help at the beginning, let's say you don't have Microsoft Word and you need some type of document, right, on a computer, either your computer or the library. Go to Google Docs. Googledocs.com, I believe is what it is. And from there, you can write your story and upload it into, your email or whatever to keep with you. And for us that have computers, and just say to the computer, right? Okay, so the first thing you want to do after you've completed your story, excuse me a second. The first thing you want to do after completing your story is you want to proofread it. Now, some people have a harder time with this. Me personally, I've had a lot of college classes, English Lit and things like that, to where I feel comfortable proofreading my own material. If you don't, you could probably get like a college student, maybe give them a few dollars or something to proofread your story for you. But I'm going to show you a couple of different apps or formats or whatever you want to call it that you can use to help you proofread your material. So here's where I'm going to share a screen. Bear with me. Okay, first we're going to start out with a place called Grammarly. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Here's one of my books, Mr. Wiggles and Woo Woo. But I changed the title around, and this is an older story. But anyway, so as you can see, this one I never put together. This is like one of the original ones, so it's still got some things in here that need to be changed. That's why I wanted to make sure that I added something like this instead of one of my completed documents, because otherwise it wouldn't show you what you need to see, right? So a lot of times I'll put a word in there that maybe doesn't exactly go with what it should be, but that's because of how I talk sometimes. So that's why Grammarly really kind of helps you to get that format exact. You can go premium, and it does show you even more things that you can do. Personally, I haven't had any real problems to have to go to premium, so I just have not done it. Once you complete this, it will give you a finish, and it will appear. This is where it is. Once you're completed, you're going to first before you even start, you're going to import your document here. That's where you import it. And then from there, you're going to do check all these and the punctuations and everything, and you're going to have it along the side over here. I don't know why it's not showing it. I wonder if my thing is in the way. There's a bar that's blocking. It's in the way, but anyway, moving forward. Okay, so after you've completed this section of Grammarly and you've done all your corrections and everything, then you're going to export your document. Now, this is where it's important to realize that your document now will have a new title. The new title is going to have edited on it. That is your new document. You're going to want to use that one, not your previous document. Okay, so like you may want to put the title in all caps and have that edited. Personally, just having that edited, for me, it just seems to work. I seem to, find it and use it and things like that. But this way, you know that one is the corrected document to use, and you want to just keep with that one. And I'll tell you why later, because there are other steps that you need to do. And so you'll need that document. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that down. And we'll bring this one up. Oh, wait, hang on. I'm going to stop sharing because it's having an issue. Okay. Okay, so here's another one. After you get that completed, you're going to want to take your document and you're going to want to upload it up here. So you're going to drop down your file like normal, open up whatever document you want, select that document, and it'll show up in here in this body frame. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that you can hear this. So give me 1 second. There used to be a thing over here, share sound. Here we go. Okay. So hopefully you can hear this now. So I'm going to play a little bit. This is a speech program. I'm not even going to, I don't want to butcher this name. I don't even know how to pronounce this name. But anyway, it's a great little program. You have to download it. So make sure that you have some type of virus program just to play it safe. But I haven't seen any issues in my computer. My virus program didn't give me any alerts or anything. So it seems to be a pretty safe program. And I really, really like it. So everything else is just online. You just do online. But this one you actually have to download, and it really comes in handy. And it was free. And it reads the story back to you, which is extremely beneficial. And it was actually my husband's idea, because he's like, you know, when you hear a story back, sometimes you can hear like some wording that maybe you want to change. And so that's where this program is really nice. Now, when you have this program up, make sure that you have your edited document up as well, okay? Reason being is because you cannot make the changes to the edited form document, excuse me, on this program. It won't let you do it on here. So you want to have your document open so that you can pause, go there, make the changes, and then come back and continue. I've accidentally gone through the whole thing and then forgotten like a couple of ones that I needed to change, and I had to go back and replay it. So save that stuff, okay? You don't want to have to forget what changes you wanted to make while you're listening to it. Just pause, make the correction, and then go back in and listen to some more. If these are novels that you are doing, mine are children's chapter books, so I could do pretty much all of my editing, formatting, everything in a day. But if it's a novel, that's a whole nother story. I'm actually working on a novel right now. I'm only 10,000 words in. It's a lot of work. You go back in and you change things, you add things. And so, I mean, I'm still on like the first 2 chapters. So it's crazy. So keep that in mind. If you are doing this with a novel, you may want to do a chapter at a time and take some breaks, and maybe take a few weeks to do this, okay? Because a novel is a lot more, just a lot more, right? So, okay, so you have your edited document up and you have this program up, right? You want to push this button.
Acknowledgement. Donkey Rodeo. Dedication belongs to my loving husband Mark Young, who inspired me to write this book and to see my dream come to fruition. The story idea came from our sweet donkeys, Bert and Ernie.
Okay, and then it'll go into the actual story and things like that. And so that really helps, because that way you can hear it. You can hear exactly how it's supposed to be worded, and if you like the wording correctly. So that's the other one that I use to proofread. And then, like I said, if you still don't feel comfortable, ask a student who's taking English literature classes in college, if they can help you proofread, or even high school. Heck, a lot of them high school kids are extremely smart. So, okay, so I stopped that share. Okay, so once you get done with that, I'm going to share another one. You're going to format. Now, let me get to it here. It's not showing up. Hang on 1 second here. Okay, hang on. I have a lot of pages up, so it's only showing so many. Okay. All right. So when I started formatting my work before I published it, it kept getting kicked back on Amazon. And reason being is because I didn't have it formatted correctly. I didn't know what I was doing, obviously, right? So I have a few Facebook pages, groups that I go see. One's authors supporting authors on Facebook. They're phenomenal. They really, really help you. So I would suggest them as far as going in there, getting getting to know them, and just ask them any questions that you have. I've asked them, I don't know how many questions, and they're just always so nice. And there's people on there that are very experienced authors. I mean, we're talking very experienced authors, and they're just willing to help. So I really love that. Okay, so one of them suggested this girl. Now she's young, she knows her stuff. She just knows her stuff. So basically, what you'll do is you'll go to her page. Now, I want you to know that all these links will be in the description box below, so you don't have to worry about that. And I will title them so you know exactly which ones are which, so you don't have to like fumble through. I'll have everything in complete detail. But you'll want to start on her page from beginning to end. You want to have that document, your edited document that you already proofread, up as well. And you'll want to pause and you want to make changes and then start up again, pause, make your changes, go back again. Super easy. And she just layman terms, she explains it really easily so you understand, and step by step. Very, very good. I really, really like her. So yeah, and give her a share for other people, because she's really good. Very, very, very good. Okay, so excuse me. Yeah. After you've gotten done with formatting, you're ready. Your story is ready to be uploaded on KDP's website, which is Kindle Direct Publishing on Amazon. Now I got to bring it up here. Hang on one second. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is the Kindle Direct Publishing website. And if you haven't already, which most of us have an account with Amazon already, because we order things through there. But if you don't, then you'll have to create an account for free. Anyway, once you're done, and then you'll want to make sure that you sign in and all that good stuff. And oh my goodness. Hang on one second. I'm going to bring it back up. I don't know what's going on. Okay, hang on. I'll try it one other way. I don't know why it's not working. Okay. Must have had an old password or something in there. Sorry about that. Okay. So this is what your page is going to look like when you first start out. Now, I'm going to use one of my books as an example because it's just easier. So once you have books up, you're going to go to your bookshelf and it'll have books for you. And I'll show you the other features in a little bit. So you just scroll down to your books. Okay, so I'm going to do the bird pen for an example. Okay, so as you can see right now, I have a Kindle ebook live, which means it is up and in Amazon to be sold. Also, I have the paperback as well. They're both live. Now, if I wanted to, let's say I forgot something that really needed to go in the story, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't want this book being sold yet because I really need to add this to it. Then you want to go down to unpublish your printed book. Okay. What that does is basically it takes it offline so that you can make changes to it. And then once you've made those changes, you'll just have to resubmit it to Amazon. They check it over and then they push it back to you and then you're up and selling the book again. So it's pretty easy. So for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go in. Now, like I said, with yours, you're going to start on that one page, but this is how it's going to look. So now this is exactly the page that you would have before, right? But mine is completed because this book is completed. But now that I've opened it up, I will have to resubmit it, but that's fine. That's totally fine. It's still live. It can still be sold the way it is because I didn't unpublish it, right? And even when it's being submitted and all that stuff, as long as there's nothing that gets kicked back to you, it stays live. So, and then the changes can just go on it if there's any changes. But normally you want to unpublish it, make those changes, resubmit, and then wait until it gets brought back to you once they approve it. Then you want to go ahead and put it up online. Okay, so as you can see, there's language. You can choose what language you want it to be in. And that's where you decide the title you want your book to be. It's very important. My first book, I had changed the title. I had started writing Donkey Rodeo a year prior before I published it. And at that time, I had titled it The Donkey Parade. And that's what I actually put in this book title when I went ahead and was getting it uploaded into Amazon for the first time. Well, because of that, and because the title of the document was Donkey Rodeo, it got kicked back to me with an error because the titles didn't match. So you just want to make sure that everything matches as you go. Trying to save you the headache of not having anything kicked back, because honestly, it's really frustrating when especially when you're brand new, it's your first book, you're very nervous anyway, and to have it kicked back with all these errors and you're like, oh my goodness, So that's why you go through all those steps beforehand. You watch that video where she formats so you can get that exact down. And then there's another one that you'll watch later for the book cover. I'll show you that one. And you just want to make sure that everything is exact. So if you have to look at it several times before you upload the document, do it. Take a little time. Okay. Okay, so once your book is submitted, you can no longer change the title, just so you know. And I learned that the hard way. I had written one of the books, and it was I didn't like the title, so I had to recreate the entire book over again. It's not that big of a deal, but still, save yourself a headache. Make sure you like the title, because that's something you cannot change. Pretty much everything else you can, but that is something you can't. Okay, and if you have a subtitle, that too cannot be changed, but I don't have one. If you have, if this is a book within a series, you're going to add what series it is right there. And then the edition number. I don't have any of that. Then you're going to want to scroll down and put your name in there. This is my pen name. My real name is Tiffany Young, but this is my pen name. And then any contributors, if you have any. Description. Now in the description, it depends on how lengthy the book is and everything like that. You want to give a good enough description to where it grabs your reader's attention to be like, I want to learn more about what's inside of this book. Okay. But you don't want to give too lengthy of a description where they've read your book on your description either, or they're asking too many questions like, what is this? You know, so just make sure that you describe your book to where it's like a grabber, kind of like those commercials. You see those commercials where they kind of grab you into wanting to buy a product. That's what you want to do with your book. You want to grab their attention to make sure that they want to buy your book. If you need help with that, Google some examples to get an idea of how you can word your description of your story. And I'm sure there's YouTube videos out there that can help you as well with that. I YouTube a lot. That's how I learn so much from everything. I've taught myself so many things, and YouTube is great for that. So over here, because it's your own work, you want to click on I own the copyright to your story, because you do. That is your story. And down here, you want to think of some keywords. And what I always suggest is that you keyword them right into your phone. Let me get my phone. Hang on one second. So here's phone, right? So here's one of my other books. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, because I don't want to unshare a page again. So up in the search bar there, you want to just put in whatever book. So let's say your book is a paranormal. Okay, so then you can see underneath, hopefully you can see all that, the different types of ways that Amazon has it for keywords. Use those keywords. That's all I did. Very easy. Okay. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Don't overthink any of this, because really, it's really easy. Okay, so your categories, you're going to go in here and you're going to choose your categories. There are a bunch, and you can open each one of these. That's a plus. So you can open the plus, and then you can click any of these types. And then I guess there's some that have their own subtypes in there as well. So the two I have for my books are general juvenile fiction and fantasy magic for this one. So then once you're done, you want 2 categories so that they know they can look through. More categories, the better. want to save it. And then you come down here and it'll ask you if it has like, you know, is it appropriate language for like children or something like that? And, or is it inappropriate? And I just put no because mine are for children. They're books for kids. So, but that just depends on what you're writing. I keep looking away from the camera. I don't know why. I have this habit of looking at the little picture of myself instead of looking at the camera. So I'm trying to get better at that. So I just clicked to the next page. We all saw that. So this is where you're going to upload your document. But first, you're going to want to get an either get an ISBN, which is a free one through them. That's what I have right now, are the free ones. I'm going to show you how you can buy yours from a different place. And when you do, you're just going to want to click on use my own, okay, and change it to that once you've bought yours. The reason why the ISBNs through Amazon are only for Amazon. They're not universal. So what that means is if you take a book, you buy a bunch of your copies and you take them over to like Barnes and Nobles and say, will you buy these books from me to sell in your store? They can't do it because of the fact that that ISBN code belongs to Amazon. If they were to buy that book, nobody who ever bought it through Barnes and Nobles cannot return it back to Barnes and Nobles. It doesn't belong to Barnes and Nobles. The ISBN belonged to Amazon. But now that you've sold the books, they no longer, Amazon no longer owns them either. So that's where it gets tricky. So you can sell them in stores on consignment. And what happens there is you fill out a form. You still have the right to that book. You still own those books until they are sold. Once they are sold, then the store will get a percentage and you get a percentage of the money from the books sold. But that way, if the book is returned back to the store, it's returned back to the pile. And then after 6 months or whatever, then you have to go pick up your books if they haven't sold, or ask if you can go on another consignment term, excuse me, and go from there. But you still own them books, so they can return them and they go back to you. But having a universal code, you can pretty much sell them wherever you want. So, but they're expensive. They're expensive. But I've talked to someone who was really good help, and that a lot of good people that I've talked to. So she helped me find a place that sells them for pretty reasonable, and their packages are really good. So I'm actually selling my books. I'm saving up the money. I'm having my books buy the codes, and pretty soon I should be able to buy them. We'll get there in a minute. I'm rambling. Anyway, so when you first start, you don't have the money for an ISBN universal code. Just have Amazon assign you one, okay? Excuse me. Now, in this publication date, it's going to be blank. You'll leave it blank because you have not uploaded and created your book yet. Amazon will put the date in once you submitted the book and they approved it. Okay, down here, this gets a little tricky. And there's a page that you can look in, and when you're listening to that, the girl talk about the formatting, she talks about the different colors of pages and what can be approved through Amazon and what types and sizes of books and things like that. All that's going to be extremely important. Okay, so you want to make sure that all that is done. You know exactly what you're doing. If you don't remember, pull her back up and re-listen to what she had to say about this section, because that way your document will get uploaded correctly and it won't get kicked back to you. So all my books, I just kept them easy. 6x9, no bleed. Bleed, she explains it as well, but bleed means that your writing or your illustration or whatever print you have will bleed into the next page. I didn't want that. I didn't want my text going over to the next page. I just wanted it, cut and dry. So I have no bleed on mine. A lot of this is personal preference, but the page colors do matter. I don't know why, but they do matter to Amazon of what size books. So you have to be careful with that because they will kick you back with that one. And then I just keep them matte. I just think matte is a little bit easier for kids to read. Okay, so here is where you're going to upload your paperback manuscript. Now you can use KDP's template. It didn't work for me very well. Yeah, I mean it would upload, and then when I would look at the book later before I could approve it to submit it, the pages were messed up. So basically, don't use this. Go with that girl. She knows what she's doing. Okay, she's just really good. Okay, so but once you have all that completed and you're ready to put your manuscript in here, you will go here, find your document, which I already have mine up. So you will find your document, right? And you will upload it in here. And once it's uploading, it should say upload successfully. If not, then it got kicked back to you and you have to find out why. But if you go step by step with that girl, you won't have a problem. I think her name is Winter. Anyway, now we're going to get into how to create a book cover. Again, don't let any of this intimidate you or scare you. It really is easy. I promise you, it's not that hard. Well, so far I'm not kicked off of Zoom, so I'm just going to keep going until they kick me off, and then I'll make it a part 2. Okay, so with creating book cover, you can use their cover creator. I'm not going to pull it up, but in there, there's probably about 6 or 7 different book covers, and they're all pretty much real similar, but you can change and the format of them you cannot change. Like you cannot add different, if there's 3 pictures that you can add to the front, that's all you can add. You can't add more than that. That's all they'll let you do. If it's if there's a solid color at the bottom, that's all the color you have. Now I've done several books through that one, and one of them I cheated. So I'm going to show you that too. Okay, so first of all, this is my first book, Donkey Rodeo. Okay, this is the cover from Amazon. Okay, pretty simple, right? Pretty basic. And I'm going to show you where I got my illustrations too, because I also got illustrations for free and they're legit. I'm not stealing them from anybody. Okay, so, but basically, you get to pick a few fonts and colors and different things, and you get to change the colors out. So you can do that. But it's basically, this is a solid color and you have to choose a color, and this is the solid color, you choose that one. And then on the back, they have, it's real basic, but you can choose a different type of like little style. But I wanted to keep it like pretty much blue, and they didn't have solid, so I went as close as I could. And then they have a box for your description and a box for your bio, right? So there's that. Now, before I get into anything else, I'm going to show you the illustration page. So we're going to stop share on this one for the moment because we don't need it at this moment. And we're going to go to, and it's not up. No, 1 second here. Okay. Now where did my thing go? Okay. Okay. This site is called Pixabay. Now, I'm very, very careful about wording and copyrights and all that kind of stuff, because you never know if a book takes off and you have a book that, is very successfully sold. Someone can come back to you and say, well, no, you've got this and that was mine, or what have you. You want something to back that up. So I actually emailed the company and I asked them about all their illustrations and if they really were free to use. And he said yes. What it is they're students, illustrator students in college, and they donate their pictures. And actually, when you go in here and you do a search, just make it as simple as possible. Let's see here. And let's say you want to use this picture of this dog, right? You can download it here for free. Now, when you scroll down a little bit, it doesn't have it on here. Okay, hang on. I'll have to use another one because this one didn't have it. Hang on 1 second. They have a place where you can donate. Now up here, you can choose whether you want photos, graphics. I'm going to choose illustrations. Okay, let's get a drawing, because that's what we're pretty much doing here. So here again, this is where you would download it for free. And I don't know why it's not having it on here. It usually has right on here a donation. I wonder if it got moved. Must have gotten moved. Anyway, there's a place on here where you can donate money to the illustrators. I don't know where it is now. I don't know why it's not showing up, but it usually is right here on the picture, and you can actually donate money to the illustrator, and it'll go into their PayPal account. So it's really nice to know there's all these students out there. They're just giving away their pictures for free for anybody to use. So Donkey Rodeo came from Pixabay. And I have a few inside. I'll just show you one of them here. Here's another one. I don't know how well you can see that. So you get the idea, right? So a lot of the pictures that are in my books, most of the pictures that are in my books came from Pixabay. I do have one friend that does do illustrations professionally, and she did my one book for me. I hired her to do them. So, and I will leave her web address down below. The Legend of the Old Man. That's one of her illustrations right there. And then on the back, Legend of the Old Man is actually a story about how Santa became Santa. I'm going to leave links to all my books as well in case you wanted to take a look at them. So, but anyway, Legend of the Old Man was done through a different format that was still free to do, all except for, you know, me paying my friend who did the illustrations of that book. Anyway, let me find another one. Okay, so here, no, these were done the other way. Okay, so here's another one that was done through the Pixabay. These are actually two different pictures that I put together, and the background and everything like that. This whole front page, I was able to do on the free book cover of Amazon my own way, this front page, because I did this front page through Publisher. So if you have Microsoft Word, it comes with Publisher, and you can create a cover in there. It's just a single page. You make it a PDF, and then you convert it into a JPEG. Now, I'm going to stop share here. Here's another site. All links are going to be included, so don't worry about that. It's not showing up. How do I get it to show up? One second. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry about that. Here we go. This is a free converter. Okay. So I took that publisher page, right? And I created it. I saved it. Sorry. I saved it as a PDF. And I took that PDF and I put it in here. And then from there, I just went to my documents and I found I'll just put it down here. I don't know why it doesn't want to come up. Okay, well, anyway, you put your title down here, right? And you upload it to here. And let me just take some document. Because I really wanted to show you. Let's see, PDF cover. Here we go. Okay, so here's the PDF test cover. You're going to convert it to a JPEG. Super easy. Only takes a matter of seconds. It's a free format. It's not downloaded. It's just on a website. Once again, the link will be in the description box. Still uploading. Sorry, I'm in my guest house, and our main internet is in the main house, and so internet is a little slower because of that over here. But once it's done, Well, once it's done, you'll see the picture of it. Now, let me see. Let me just pull up the picture of it since it's taking forever. I wonder where I have it located. I'm just going to move me a little bit here. Here we go. And that's not the right one. But anyway, let's see. Still uploading. Okay, I don't know why it's having such a hard time. But anyway, once you've converted this into a picture, that's what you're going to use to put it, attach it onto your book. And it was really easy to do. All I did was I deleted, let me see, how did that work? There was like, it wasn't like this. That's a different one of the books that are on Amazon. It had a like a plain front, okay? And as you can see, it was like black all the way through it. And then all I did was I extended the length of their picture box that they had that you could put a picture in, and I extended it all the way down, and then I just put the picture in there. That's all I did. So basically I created my own picture, my own cover very easily, okay? But now I'm going to show you another site called Canva, where you can create your own book cover for free. And I'm going to tell you another little trick that I learned so that you won't get charged ever. Okay, and as long as you stick with the same sizing of book. If you want to change the sizing of the book, then you're gonna have to pay for their service, unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes. Hang on one second, I have to pull it up this way. Too many pages. That page is still uploading, if you can believe that. I don't know, I must be just far enough away to where it's not working correctly. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to go to Canva. I'm going to go ahead and share it. Okay, so here's Canva. When you start out, you're going to go over here. Actually, let's just go home so you can see what it looks like in the front. Okay. Here's what it looks like at the front. Now, what you'll do is you will go over here to more. When you load that up, you'll go down here to book cover. And from there, you'll click on that and it'll take you over to where I'm going to take you with my design. Once you've saved a design, you'll come over here to all your designs. Of course, you're going to have to create an account to be able to save your designs. It's all free though. Here's one that I created, but this one is actually just a page. This one is a book cover. Now, here's the trick. You're going to want, before you do this, you're going to want to watch another YouTube video. So let me stop sharing this for a moment and take you over to the next person. Now this guy, he knows his stuff too. Sorry, it's taking me forever to do all this. So this guy takes you step by step on how to format that book cover. That's extremely important. And depending on what size of a book you have and what your spine is of your book and all that, that's how you're going to size your cover. Okay. Then when you come, when you listen to him, take notes, go back to him, you know, go back and forth from Canva to him, whatever works for you. Then stop share. Oh, no, it's not there. 1 second. Okay, so once you're there, once you found out all your sizing and then everything like that, then you're going to go to book cover and you're going to have your book cover pop up. Sorry, my internet is terribly slow. Okay, it's getting there. Okay. You'll first pick out your template over here and what kind you want. And as you can see, this is for a book cover. So it's going to have your front and back. The other one that I did, the first one I did was basically, it was just one page. So basically the beginning of the dog would be here, all the way in the back. The page would be stretched out all the way to the front, and then the cat would be over here. So it'd be really, really large, and it just wraps the page around from back to front, if that makes sense. So you don't want that, right? You want to be able to have your pages, your front and back separate from each other, right? So once you've listened to him, there is a sizing up here that you can do. Now, if you can see, I've got my sizing for my book right there. I can't change it now. It's locked. The only way I can change it is to buy the premium or to try it for 30 days. I hate trying stuff for 30 days because then I forget to cancel and then I get charged. That sucks. Now, overall, you're writing a lot of books. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's a really good thing. And personally, if I had the money, I'd probably go ahead and get the subscription because it's just a really good formatting place. But for now, because I'm really new and still trying to get money from my books, I'm trying to do as free as I possibly can. So what I suggest that you do is make sure to try to keep your books all the same size while you're working on them. And then that way you can just keep this one page. Now, if you can see the title, the title does not match the title of this book because the first book that I did this cover on was The Legend of the Old Man. So I designed Legend of the Old Man and front and back and created my cover through Canva. From there, after that, you can take all this apart and redo it, okay? You can't change the title, you can't change the size, but you can redo everything on the cover. So from there, I made my next book, The Wondrous Intention. Again, Pixabay's illustrations front and back. And yeah, so there's my second cover that I did for free, same size, just changed everything through Canva. Third book, The Bird Pen. Again, illustrations from Pixabay. And as you can see, front and back. all three on this one design, because of the fact that once you create this one, you cannot go back and create another template, not from this one. So just keep reusing the same template. That's what I do until they change it, and hopefully they won't. Hopefully they won't see this video and they won't change it, right? So let's keep the secret between us. Okay, so there's that. So once you were all done and you created your cover, you want to make sure that it's got the description on the back and put a bio about yourself, something that the readers can kind of be like, oh, this is local, you know, she's local, and that's nice. She's, you know, got a good life and family, or whatever you put in there. And then, you know, it kind of makes them feel more at home, more welcome to your book, I guess. I don't know. That's how I feel when I read the book. So I don't know. Anyway, and then however you want your book front to look like. Basically, I pick pictures that resemble the story and what is in the story. So, and pretty much all these covers have been really easy for me, especially once you get the cover built. After that, your next book, a few minutes, you can have a cover created. I mean, it's just like that. It's nothing. So once you've got your cover created, now it's time to go back to KDP. Good, I'm still up. 1 second. Share the video. And we're going to come down here to upload your cover file. Now, if you created your cover in the top one, the Amazon cover creator, then you were going to look it over, make sure that it looked right to you, and approve it that way. And then it'll be down in here, uploaded successfully. If not, when you, let me go back one step I forgot to show you. That's important. So let me go back. Okay, share my screen so you can see. Okay, so once you've got it completely created, you're going to want to download it. When you download it, you want that to be a PDF. It has to be a PDF. Okay. PDF standard. Okay. So once you've got it PDF, they actually have a JPEG now. I guess you don't have to do it that way anymore. They only had the PNG before. They didn't have JPEG. So now they do. So now you don't have to use that converter for this step. But I'm going to add the converter in the box below, just in case. So anyway, so here's that step. So you can just save yourself a step and just save it to a JPEG from there. You don't have to do the other. So that's good. That's good. I'm glad to see that, because they didn't have that before. Someone must have complained. Okay, so going back to, hang on. Going back to cover, lots of steps. Sorry about that. Second, lots of clicking. Okay, so once you've gotten your picture of your cover, that's where you're going to upload it. And nope, it's got to be PDF only. What am I thinking that's image only? I don't know what I'm thinking that's image only. Anyway, okay. There's somewhere where it's image only. Anyway, so, okay, so save it as the PDF. Disregard what I just said about the JPEG. Save it as PDF and save it in here, okay? I don't know what I was thinking. There's something else that is image only. I can't remember what it is at this time. But anyway, so go ahead and upload it right here as a PDF, okay? Once you get all that done and completed, there is a final step that you have to do. And you have to do it. It won't let you save and continue. If you try to save and continue, well, maybe it will let me because I've already done this step. But normally it will say in there, you have to you have to go over that one step. You have to go in, they put the book together, and then you look at everything and make sure that it's how you want it to be. And then you approve it, and then you save and continue. And then from there, you get the pricing screen. But since I've already done it, they're not going to have me do that again. So then it takes you into these territories. I do all territories. I do worldwide when it comes to Amazon. And then down here, your primary pricing market, you'll go with Amazon.com because that's America. If you're in America, if you're not, then you'll drop down and you'll go to your spot, your location. But I'm in America, so that's what I use. And then from here, you get to decide what price you want for your book. Heck, I could make this a $250 book. Would you buy it? Okay, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so I priced mine $9.99. Pretty standard for a book. The minimum price, as you can see, is like $5.38 for a paperback of these many pages. I think they go on pages of what charges, I guess. And then from there, you can see how much it's going to cost you to buy the book outright from them, wholesale. So it'll be $2.15 for me to purchase each copy. Now, in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you how you can buy those tax exempt. I didn't know that until now. I didn't know that until like yesterday, as a matter of fact, when I was putting my taxes together. And I'm going to show you that link as well, because once you go into an independent business like this, you have to file your taxes. And you can file them quarterly or you can file them yearly. It depends on the state, I guess, and the country, I would imagine how that works. But for the United States, for Texas, you have your choice of quarterly or yearly filing. And from there, that's when I was able to learn about the tax exempt. And that we all, as independent business owners buying our books outright to resell them, have that option. You have to make sure, though, if you go tax exempt, it defaults. So anytime that you order anything through Amazon, any personal things, you want to make sure that you click it over to paying with tax. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay taxes on those things later, and you don't want that kind of a headache. So that's the only downfall, is that they do default that setting to no tax after you filed for tax exempt. So you just want to keep that in your brain whenever you're going to buy personal items on Amazon. And you just want to click it over to paying your tax outright so that you don't have to have that later. Anyway, getting back to this. So then it converts all your money to the different countries. And oh, one other thing is you can choose whether you want an expanded distribution or not, and the rate. No, that's for ebook. Sorry. For ebook, you can choose the rate, either 30 or 70% of what profit you want on your book. I don't know why they have that. Why would anybody choose 30% over 70? Okay, but anyway, I always click expanded distribution, so it goes to all the other countries, just in case if people around the world want to buy my books. You never know. Now, starting out, there's a few things that I wanted to say. First of all, this is where you publish your book. Once you click that button, it goes off to Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and publish my book. Now, because my book is live, it's still selling. It's still up and for sale. There it is. Okay. I was waiting for this box to pop up. Okay. So basically, it can take up to 72 hours. Your first book is going to take a little longer than the rest. After they've looked over your first book, usually the rest of them, they're fairly quick on. I guess they realize that you learned how to format and all that. So everything should be good to go, right? But what happens is there's actually people on the other end, and they will look over your book to make sure that everything lines up properly, that the titles match up between your online page versus your book, and all that stuff. And then once they've looked it over and everything is correct on their end, then they will approve it and send you back an email stating, congratulations, your book is up and published. If it's not, they will send you back an email saying you have a few errors, you need to go back and look, and they will actually tell you the errors to fix, which is really nice. Okay, so from there, you just wait, right? This is where the fear sets in. And this is where one of the questions on the authors, supporting authors page came in very handy. I had, I don't know, 30 some people agree with how I was feeling. Immediately after I uploaded my first book, my fear was nobody's going to like it and they're going to think a fourth grader wrote it. And I immediately went on authors, supporting authors. I'm like, because I had asked them so many questions before. They were so nice, so helpful, non-judgmental people, just really nice people. And I told them, about how that fear set in and what I was thinking. And they could totally relate, all of them. So it's very normal. And don't worry, your book is not from a fourth grader. If you like your book, it's a good book. So just believe in yourself and believe that there are people who will like your book. Not everybody's going to like anybody's book, right? There are going to be people out there that don't like certain stories or, that kind of thing, or they think something's boring or whatever. But there are going to be a lot of people out there that will like your book. I promise you that. And there was one other thing I wanted to say. Let me look at my notes real quick. Well, hopefully I'll remember. Anyway, so let me stop sharing on here. So after that, then comes the fun part, which I'm sorry, is not very fun. Oh, hang on. I gotta find the page first. It's the taxes, right? I'm gonna show you the Texas taxes because that's where I live. But wherever you live, you're gonna have to find your taxes, your state taxes or country taxes, or if you have taxes. But anyway, this is the page that you will go to, and I will share that link so that you don't have to go looking for it, because the home page is over here and you have to go through all this mess to try to find it. So I'm going to save you all that, and I'm just going to give you that link and you'll have it. So it'll take you right to here, and you're going to just scroll down and so you're on File and Pay. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, okay. eSystems web file. And then from there, it's going to take you step by step on how to file. I suggest, if it's really confusing, it was very confusing to me, I called them and I was on a brief hold, not very long. And then a person got on the other line and they walked me through every step. And so I was able to get it done correctly, because this is another horrifying part. Okay. It's very scary if you've never been a business owner before. This part is very scary. It's very intimidating. It's very scary. It's because of the fact that if you get it wrong, you pay later. So you don't want to get it wrong. You want to make sure this is all as correct as possible. So that's why I had them walk me through it step by step. This is where I learned that you can become tax exempt. Now, from there, let me pull up another page. I'm just going to go straight to Amazon. You cannot do this through Kindle, the KDP Go through Amazon Direct. Now on this page here, so I can share this page. Okay. So as you can see, here's Amazon, right? And you're going to want to go to up here in accounts. And you're going to want, oh, sorry. You're going to want to scroll down to the bottom. Okay. So other programs right here. Right? And from here, give me a second. You want to go to where did I go? I have to remember, I just did it yesterday. And Amazon tax exempt program. Now this is where you have to go back in. Back in your password. Hopefully I typed it right, because I have fat fingers. And I mean, my fingers are really thin and really small, but I seem to like bump all the keys all the time. Anyway, down here, you can come. I have two of these because I was playing around with one. So one expired because, you know, I wasn't really uploading that one. I was just trying to figure it all out at that time. So you're going to click on this edit your tax exempt. And then from there, it will take you step by step. And it's really easy. It's super easy in that page. If you have any problems at all, you can go back up here and go to the help. section anyway, and call them. So, or request them to call you, and they will call you like really quick, within a matter of minutes. They'll call you right back. So is Kindle direct publishing, very fast, very helpful. If you need to contact them, you just go into their help, scroll down to the bottom, click contact, and you know, if you want to email them, they will email you back within, I think it's 24 hours. You know, it's really fast. And then for a call back, seconds to just a matter of minutes, just really fast. They are on the ball, and all of them, and including that tax place, very helpful people. So it really lowers that stress level, because you know it's nerve-wracking. But anyway, once you get all this completed, then you just submit it, and it takes like 15 minutes of activation, and then it takes about a week or something like that for them to just look everything over, because a person actually looks it over and everything to approve it for you. And then from there, they have to enter it in the system, because then it'll have that button, that box in there that will have tax exempt when you go to buy something. So if you order the copies of your books, it'll be defaulted to that tax exempt. If you go to buy, I don't know, clothes, it's going to default to that tax exempt. So you want to make sure you switch it over to the tax, so that you pay tax on those clothes, because clothes isn't part of your business. I mean, technically we all want to look nice, yes, but technically we are resale only, and we're only reselling books from our business. So that's the only thing we can really use the tax exempt for. So, but still, that's a good deal, because of the fact that before that I was paying tax on those books, and then I was reselling them and having to pay tax on those books again. And I didn't think that was fair. And so I asked about that. And that's when I was online with on the phone with the tax people. And that's when they told me about that. So very important step. You want to make sure that you file and get all that done. File your taxes, make sure that's good. Make sure you're on top of paying, because they will charge you, if you're in Texas, they charge you a late fee of $55. Now, because I didn't sell very many books at my event, I only had to pay $1 or something in taxes. So if I were late, $55, that's a huge deal, right? So just make sure that you're paying your taxes on time, and then you won't have to worry about that either. Okay, so we're done with that part. Let me go ahead and stop share. Okay, so now we're going to talk about marketing. Marketing to me is the best part. I have fun with marketing. Marketing just seems to be my thing. But I'm going to tell you some ways to market that are pretty easy and really not that expensive. You can buy a lot of your supplies like through the dollar store if you need any supplies. They have folding tables at Walmart, really cheap, that are good. And if you need a canopy, like if you do a booth somewhere and they require a canopy over top of your table, Academy has them really cheap if you're in Texas. Otherwise, check your local stores. Walmart, I believe, sells them now too. I think I saw some at Walmart. So you know, just check around, price check, and see what you can come up with, so that you can have that stuff. If you can't afford it, maybe try to find somebody that you can borrow theirs temporarily, possibly, and or, you know, check like around at your secondhand shops. Maybe they have one. And just call around and see if any of them places have one, or maybe you can rent one. I don't know. Anyway, so for marketing, with that, you want to go through like the internet and Google and go through your social media sites and just search for any type of local upcoming events that you can find. Any event that you come up to, get the phone number, call them up. Hey, are you accepting any vendors at this time? What are you charging for the cost of the space for to rent for my booth? And get those scheduled. I have 9. I've been to 2 so far. So and until December, I have 6 more, whatever. So that I'm doing. So they're out there. And then also you can do book signings. A lot of places, because of what's going on in the world right now, are not doing book signings, but some places still are. The half price books, I know for sure, because I have one scheduled there. So they're out there. Just call around and see, hey, will you accept me to come in to your store for like a half a day or something and do book signings? When can I schedule that? And they're pretty good about it. They don't charge you anything. You just go in there, you set your own table. Sometimes they have tables and chairs for you. It's pretty easy. So just a lot of calling, a lot of emailing about those places, getting things scheduled, events scheduled. And then from there, you want to make pages. You want to make a Facebook page with all the links to all your books. And you want to put promotions in there. Right now, I'm running a promotion. Okay, so right now, any of these books, okay, if you email me, which I'll have my email below, you can order a book from me, and I will sign it, custom sign it, whatever you want it to say, and whoever you want me to address it to. And I will mail it to whatever address you want it mailed to. If it be your place of business, your P.O. box, your home address, whatever, I will mail it to you. And I've done it for a few people now. So, I mean, I can like ask them if they want to let people know, hey, she's okay, she's safe, she won't bother you. She's just, this is just a way to get more of my books out there. And especially since Christmas is on its way, a lot of people can't get to me to get a book signed. So this is one way that I can get those books signed and back out to you before Christmas. I do charge a little bit more because of shipping and handling. So, and the tax that would be going on that book. So instead of $9.99, I charge $12. Just to get all that out of the way, because it's like $2 extra to ship it almost. So anyway, but I do it quick. If you email me, I can basically sign it and get it mailed out by the next day or so. Basically, the only holdup that I may have is just getting the envelopes, but I'm actually going to get some of the bubble envelopes so that I have them on hand, so that won't be an issue. And then I just can just go to our local post office and mail it from there. The only issue I have is out of the country. I'm not quite sure how to go about that, and I think it's pretty hard, especially nowadays. They have so much restrictions on it. So I'm really restricting my books to only I will only ship in the United States because of that. So I apologize for that, but it's because there's just so many different loopholes that you have to go through, and it's very expensive to ship, and I'd have to charge you a lot more. So it's way cheaper if you just go on Amazon and just order your own book that way, if you're out of the country. But like I said, if you're in the country, I mean, if you're in the United States, email me and yeah, let me know what you want it signed and I will ship out to you. No problem. But that's my promotion. Okay. That's just something I thought of. I thought of another one of one at my booths. Okay. At my booths that I do. I have a little raffle there, and you can put your name, your phone number, and your email address in for the raffle. And and a couple of people have won free books. So that's what happens if your name or your ticket is drawn. I do the tickets, I put them in a box and shake them up, and my husband actually puts his hand in there and physically takes it out. So it's all legit. There's no like, I pick a favorite or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's all legit. And that way you've got emails. And then I tell the people that I don't like spam them. I will actually go to their email and just send them email updates of events that I'm doing around the area in case they wanted to come to my event, or promotions, or when a new book comes out. That's about it. But otherwise, I don't email them. I do most of all my blogging on my social media pages. And I'll share them to a few places sometimes, but that way people don't get irritated with you, because you don't want that. So like I said, after all that's done, make yourself a Facebook page, put all your stuff on it, make it as creative as you want, and put your promotions in there. Sometimes I'll find funny little memes and I'll add those to it. There was a book author, National Book Author Day. I put that in there. Happy National Book Author Day. Just make it fun. Share your pages out there. Get on different links. Different groups. Excuse me, Facebook groups. There's a bunch of them. Books for sale. For me, I'm on a few children's book places and author places. And that way you can share your book links and your page and what other social media links you have out there. Get on different social media sites like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp. All of those are really good formats for promoting your books and advertising and getting the word out there about your books. Unfortunately, you're going to have to market. That is the way to sell your books. And unless for some crazy reason your book gets picked up by somebody and then it just becomes a bestseller overnight, you're going to have to work, and you're going to have to work hard. And but it becomes an obsession after a while. And actually for me, it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun marketing. So that for me is not a big deal, but keeping up with your marketing is very important. I keep up on it daily as far as my social media sites go. I also created flyers and got some business cards as well, so that I could pass out to different places or put on community boards around the area. And it just has the listing of the different books I sell with pictures of them on it, so that people can just see it. And then of course, once you get your universal ISBN codes, from there you can contact different bookstores all over you know, all over the place and see if they accept that code, which most of them do. The site, oh, I was going to show you that site. I am so sorry. Okay, so this ISBN site. Let me share my screen. It's a very long video, and so far, I don't think I've been kicked off. Okay, so here's the site, and you go into here and you order ISBN codes. And from here, they have different package deals. There's 10 of them that I'm going to get for $295. Otherwise, one code is $125. So I get 10 for $295. Way better deal. And from there, you can take that code and bring it over to Amazon and use it on your books there. Or you can even do books on here, but I believe they charge you like $49 or something a book to publish a book from here. Anyway, so this would be the site. Bring it back up so you can see it. This is the site that has really good codes that I got from another author that you can go to and buy your codes from. Just wanting to see if there's any other sites that I missed. Nope. Okay, so I'm going to stop share with that. Okay. Like I said, all the links will be in the description box. Okay. Another few ways that you can market. You can make phone calls to people, email people. You can donate books to libraries. Currently, I have books in a couple of my books in 2 different libraries, and it's good karma. It comes back. So, you know, and it gives people a chance to read your book that maybe can't afford to buy it. So you might want to think about that. And then also teach others. Teach others. Once you get all this done, you can now teach others how to publish for free, because you will know everything of how to publish for free. Just seeing if there's anything else I forgot. I think I got everything. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So I'm going to have information down below. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to email me. I will be happy to answer any questions that you have as far as any type of links or publishing or editing or anything. I can help you. The only thing I don't do is I won't edit for other people. I won't publish their books or anything like that. I don't want to be responsible for that kind of thing. I want them to be able to know what they're publishing and feel comfortable enough to upload their own material. So that's why I don't do that. But otherwise, I can kind of give you pointers and suggestions and steer you in the right direction of different things to do. So just so you know. And I think that's about it. I'm going to convert this and put it on YouTube, and I will share the link everywhere. And hopefully this gets to you. If it does, thank you so much for watching. I know you'll do great. I know your books will do great. Believe in yourself. If you like your books, others will too. So with that said, if you If you liked this, please share this with others, share the link with others, because that way they can get, they can also publish their books. It took me almost 50 years before I realized that I could publish a book. And forever there was one, The Legend of the Old Man, that I didn't publish. I wrote it 17 years ago and didn't realize that I could publish it for free. It cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to hire an editor and a publisher and all that, and a copywriter. On the inside of the book, I did want to mention one other thing. Here's where I copywrote it. Very simple, very simple. So you just put in your own copyright and it's legal. So, you know, now that you know that you can do all of it on your own and by yourself, go for it. And don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. And don't let anybody tell you that there's like way too much competition out there, way too many books out there, because people read and read and read and read. And people are going to read your books and they're going to like your books. And just have faith in yourself, market, and give yourself patience. It can take years for people to get recognized, or for books to get recognized. Stephen King, it took him 5 years before Carrie became a movie. So, you know, I mean, that's not that long of a time, but at the same time, you know, he was pretty known, and his book didn't come, you know, into a movie until then. So, but it takes a long time, and just enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. It'll be fun. So, okay, well, I will let you go. I think I've been on now for over 2 hours, and Zoom still hasn't kicked me off. So, way to go. All right. I will see you in another one. Maybe I'll come up with another video of something else that I've learned that I can teach others. So if you want, you can subscribe and look forward to that. This has been fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Thank you so much. Have a great day and keep writing.